Well, this is the last time we're going to see each other for a couple of weeks, right? Starting this road trip, it's a little different than it's been the last few years, playing at home on the back end of the season versus the front end, but I think these guys are ready to go and excited about tonight. Hopefully we can wrap up the sixth in a row. I think we have no Tarazi tonight. Back. Still coming off that back surgery from early in the year. She was at All-Star Weekend this past weekend. And did everybody see the USA basketball announcement? They're going to keep 8 players, which is outstanding. A lot of them are the ones that don't go overseas, including Dee and Sue. But one of the things Dee was talking about was her back being in good shape, just getting in shape and ready to go. So I'm sure we're going to see her soon. So just a quick recap from All-Star. It was really phenomenal to move the skills event to Friday. Did everybody watch? Yeah. Really a lot of fun, and so happy for Strick. I have to tell you guys, that building, there were a lot of people there for the Friday night event. I would say, 4,000 or 5,000 people. There was probably 4 of us rooting for Strick. So she really had the whole building against her. And I was sort of moving from, for those of you that have seen me during games, I sort of rotate spots because I get real nervous. I have to go to the back, go sit in courtside, then I'll go in the vom. It was the same with Strick the other night. I was real nervous. So I was kind of moving from the stands to down over to the bench, kind of talking to JJ and AT who were over there. And afterwards I was talking to JJ and she said, I knew after that first round Strick was going to win. And I said, how'd you know? She goes, she scored 21 in that first round and came back and was so mad. And Strick. Strick's always smiling. She's like, she wouldn't smile. She was so mad at herself that she only scored 21 points. We knew she was going to win because she was so focused. But it was an awesome moment for her, really excited. New piece of merch tonight. I don't know if those of you have seen it on social media, but this is available in the merch stand. Strictly Buckets. This is a new company we're working with. They're called Breaking Tea. They're licensed with the Players Union. So they've got some cool player-focused merch. There's also a new JJ t-shirt up there that says House of Jones. It's really cool as well, so check it out. All right, so first of all, I always like to start these things off by thanking you guys, because without you, we're not here. And, we're so fortunate to have such an amazing fan base that shows up for us every single night, win or lose. I mean, I'm sitting in the arena on a Tuesday night, against Chicago, and I'm thinking, man, how lucky are we? And our players say it all the time. They come out and they're warming up and they're like, there are people in the stands like 45 minutes before the game even starts. That really gives them a lot of juice. And, you guys hear that sometimes. We had our Q&A session. I think Jazz mentioned that. But I hear it a lot. And so I want to pass that on to you because it really does mean a ton as we travel around the WNBA. There are a lot of teams that have great fan bases. Some, are still building theirs. But they never take it for granted. And Kurt says it often to the media, to the team, to you guys. There's a reason we're 10-1 here. There's a reason. It's you guys. You show up. You know what's going on. The boos come at the right time. They're real loud. The cheers come at the right time. They're real loud. This fan base knows basketball like I have never seen in all my years working in the WNBA. So thank you guys so much for your commitment to us, renewing your season tickets. I always love these events at the beginning of the year, and then when we're hitting this renewal time. Want to hear your feedback. We try to listen. We'll talk about some of the things that have come up over the last year that we've tried to address. We're not perfect. We continue to try to improve on things, and I look forward to hearing more that you want to put in the suggestion box tonight. So let's talk a little bit about remaining home games. I love that photo of big and little right there. So once we get through tonight, we have our Rock the Pink weekend. So we'll have our pink jerseys on Friday, August 16th and Sunday, August 18th. We do our jersey auction. We're doing that via an app now, the Dash app. So download that. You'll see we'll be pushing that over the next couple of weeks. I think the jerseys are going to go up for auction early next week, so they'll be up there for a couple of weeks. We also put some experiences up there. We're working with the American Cancer Society this year, so those proceeds will go back to them based on what's raised. That's a lot of fun. We love wearing those uniforms. It's been a pillar of the WNBA since day one. On the 16th, we have an amazing special guest in Christine Lilly, part of the '99 World Cup U.S. Women's National Team. She's played more international games than any player, men or women, in the history of U.S. soccer. Really fantastic, and we're excited to have her as a part of that evening. There's a special price for members. I think it's $25. You can buy her new book where she talks a lot about the stories. It's really a leadership book, but she's sharing a lot of the stories from the U.S. national team. I can't wait to read it myself. And she'll do a book signing. So we've got that on the 16th, and then post-game, and you guys are welcome to stay with or without the book to watch the Q&A, and that's going to be done by Rebecca Lobo. So what I love about that, I mean, you talk about a special time here in Connecticut from 95 to 2000 with Rebecca Lobo and Christine Lilly, two icons that we're so lucky to have in our state. So that'll be a busy weekend. Jasmine Thomas, after the game on the actually that should be on the 18th. I apologize. After the game on the Sunday the 18th, Jazz is hosting a dinner. I think it's $35. Again, more details to follow. Jazz has really been running point on this, and she's working with the Kay Yow Foundation. Her mother had breast cancer. A lot of you have heard that story over the last couple of years. So this is something Jazz is really, really passionate about. Every $3 that she makes, she's donating $5 back to the Kay Yow Foundation. She's been making a lot of them this year. We're going to match that with the Connecticut Sun Foundation. So for those of you that can stick around after the game on the 18th and be a part of that, that should be a really fun event. On the 23rd, we're bringing back Lindsay Whalen. We're going to honor her and put her number in the rafters. As you know, similar to UConn, we don't retire numbers, but we honor them. Lindsay is very special part of this franchise, really laid the foundation in 04 and 05 with those two finals runs. So we're excited to bring her back. We'll have some special guests that we'll be announcing over the next couple of weeks that will be joining her as well as a part of that, but that'll be a whole lot of fun. We'll do a halftime Q&A. Then we've got our final two home games, believe it or not, Wednesday against Dallas on September 4th, and then Fan Appreciation on the 6th. So a lot of good stuff going on as we round out the season, and then playoffs start shortly thereafter with the two single elimination games that we're trying to avoid. The 1 and 2 seeds are very coveted, and we talk a lot about that. So we hope we get to just jump right to the semifinals. So membership renewal. Again, we tried to really listen to you guys last year. I know 2 years ago our member event, or last year our member event wasn't up to par. So we really tried to make that right this year, and we had two. We did our traditional open practice. And then we came back and did the Q&A a couple of weeks ago, which I thought was a lot of fun with the ice cream and the players passing that out. We had a youth baller clinic on Monday night. We did a special ticket package this year for youth basketball players that came with the clinic. So that was a really cool event that we had on Monday night. We did your own t-shirt. I saw a few of those floating around. We'll continue to do that for you guys each year. The vouchers you know about, the discounts on merch and concessions, the hotel discounts on game nights, and the discounts at various shops and restaurants, and no ticket goes unused. So I hope you're taking full advantage of all those benefits. And if you have any questions or don't know, like if you don't know about one of those or you haven't taken advantage, please call your rep and talk through the opportunities to do that, because we want to make sure and reward you not only with the best locations and the best prices, but we want to make sure that you maximize your membership outside of the games as well. So why renew? How many of you guys are auto-renewed in here? Yes. Well done. Well done. It's about 80%, between 75 and 80% of our members, which is awesome. And, just really the way to go because you're going to get that lowest price locked in and you really don't have to mess with the paperwork. Obviously, your playoff tickets, if you opted into that, I think it was a box on your auto renewal, will bill you for any games, home games played in October for that. So it's really, we call it play now, pay later. That's our fun little slogan for it. So you're fronted all of those tickets. If you have questions about whether or not you have your playoff tickets, call your rep, and we'll make sure that you're opted in for that. We have our amazing fanny pack. Do you guys love it? I'm so pumped about this fanny pack, and we put a picture of it on social media today. Courtney Williams, I took it over. I said, you are the fanny pack queen. She's always got her fanny. She wears it wrong, not the old school way. She wears it across. And she saw it, and I said, I got to take a picture of you in a fanny pack. And she's like, can I have it? I said, you can have it. You're pretty good. We'll let you keep it. So we're really excited about that. So make sure we've got those available tonight so you can pick up your fanny packs tonight. If you are going single year, you can price lock starting now. So if you didn't take advantage of that last year, you can do it now and get locked in. You got to renew by 8/23 to get that fanny pack. And then we've got all kinds of payment plans available. You can pay in full, 3-month, 6-month, whatever works in terms of your budget. We try to be really, really flexible there. And we talked about the playoff tickets already. Okay, so wanted to talk about a few of the things that we've talked about in these meetings before. Merchandise. The merchandise, we're trying. And we feel like we've made some strides this year. Do you guys feel like we've made some strides? No, I don't have 100%. I said I'm not perfect. We're not perfect, but we're making strides there. Our merchandise vendor took a step forward, became licensed with the WNBA. That's allowed us to be really flexible with some of the designs that you're seeing. So I see an Alyssa freaking Thomas shirt back there. We had a new one that was debuted last week that said, Morgan, all I do is win games in Connecticut, Duck. So, it allows us to kind of sit around the office, come up with some stuff. I see you've got on our, that was our All-Star campaign. We were able to put that on a T-shirt. Those are things we couldn't do last year, and if we did do them, they were priced a little higher. So we're really trying to continue to get better. I'd love it if we had a store, so it was available all the time, or you could go try them on. Our arena is a concert venue first, so it's set up, the merch stands are really set up like concert venues, but we're trying to really make the most of that. And I know our vendor is really committed to that too. We had a little bit of a come to Jesus at the end of last year, and he really understands how important it is to every fan. So we're going to continue to get better and better at that and keep it affordable and give you a lot of options from, babies all the way up to adults. We talked about All-Star already. TV ratings. Does everybody like Nessun? We're so excited about Nessun. They actually called me and said, we want to come down and pitch you. We're going to bring our whole team down and put together a PowerPoint just for you. And I was so blown away by their PowerPoint because it was really focused on their commitment to women's basketball. They were talking about how many college games they do and that they really wanted to make the Connecticut Sun one of their flagship properties, just like the Red Sox and the Bruins. And I really, for the first year and getting, it wasn't a late start, but, March-ish we signed on with them. That's only going to get better. They're putting stuff out on social media. They've got us on their drop-down menu on their website. And ratings have been really, really strong. They're very pleased with the results the first year. So that's going to continue to get better and better. I was just at the league meetings, and we got a shout out for that partnership as well. So it's really driving local ratings across the league, how good ours have been, which is a testament to you guys tuning in when the team's on the road as well. They're up nationally too. I think, again, this just shows the continued growth and interest in our league. When you look around and you see the stars that aren't playing this year, you know, and the D's and the Sues and the Stewies and some of these guys that have suffered the injuries, and yet ratings are up by triple digits in ESPN, ABC games, the number of ABC games, our local ratings. It just, you know, I don't know if you guys can feel it, but the groundswell really seems to be there for our league, and it's really supported by those numbers. So we're very excited about that. New leadership. Kathy Engelbert is our new commissioner, the very first commissioner of the WNBA. She just officially started last week, but has really been immersing herself in the business over the last month and a half. I had a chance to meet her at All-Star. She really seems committed. She's got an amazing Rolodex. She already had sponsor meetings on the calendar for this week and like week 2. So I think that's super promising, and you know, she's committed to really growing partnerships, making sure that we amplify. Next year's an Olympic year, so when you look at all of the promotion that the women's national team got for the World Cup this year, really looking to mirror that when you talk about our Olympic team specifically. I mean, greatest, maybe one of the greatest, if not the greatest teams in the history of sports when you look at the number of gold medals they've been able to win. So you'll really see a lot of promotion around that next year, and we're excited about it. You Ask, We Listen. We talked about the 2-member events and the T-shirt, things that we are still working on, our concert pre-sales. Pre-sales aren't something that Mohegan Sun typically does around their concerts in the venue. They just like turn on the switch and then they're, you know, sold out. Or they're doing shows for their gambling customers. So we've really been working with the marketing people, the concert, you know, which we're a part of, to create opportunities to be able to give you access to some of those concerts before they go out to the general public. It's taken us a little bit longer than I would have liked, but we are working on this, and it is top of mind. Concession variety, we hear this a lot. We'll continue to work on this with our concessionaire, which is us, but we're working on it. I don't cook the food, so we're working on it. And then emails. We want to get this right. Raise your hand if you get our emails. Some of them. Okay, so if you're not getting your emails, we want you to call in to your rep, right, Foosh? Or email your rep. Make sure we have the right address. We can check and see if you've opted out somewhere along the way, maybe to a Mohegan Sun email and it's triggered your opt-out of Connecticut Sun. But we're trying to, you know, really communicate with all of you through that avenue. I don't know if you've noticed the game day emails. Even that, just to tell you what's going on, the merch item of the game, they're shaking their heads. Make sure you talk to these two down here. There's a lot of head shaking, a lot of no's down here. I don't think so. Is that what's happening? Are you finding yours in spam? Yeah. We haven't heard spam. We've just heard people aren't getting them most of the time. So please make sure, I mean, we can do a test to you specifically, like we'll get real personalized, because if you are not getting them and you want them, we'll help you figure it out. We want to make sure that you're getting your info. Hey, Maura, can you check in with Kip? He's calling me. Game ops. Something's happening in the arena. Okay, so that's it. That's all for my show. I want to leave it. Oh, thank you. You don't have to cheer me. I wanted to leave plenty of time for questions. Tonight we do have a pre-game ceremony. Morgan Tuck and Leisha Clarendon will receive their World Championship rings from Coach Ariema and Coach Miller, which is really cool. The rings are amazing and full of diamonds. So we're very pumped for those two. That was such an awesome experience for the two of them, and it's great that they'll be recognized tonight. Leisha is on the mend. She continues to get better. We hope she's going to be off her little, thing soon. She's got a little power hungry with her horn on it. You know, she sits over there and there's a turnover and you hear the horn honk. You know, that's Leisha's way of saying, don't turn the ball over. No, she's been working really, really hard, and we expect her to be right on time in terms of her return. That's been a loss for us, but I think you've seen the emergence of our little rookie, Natisha Heidemann, like 5'2", 45 pounds. Yeah, she's great, a lot of good energy, and we were excited to bring her back. Hated losing, Bridget Carlton. Kurt said it many times. That was just a very difficult decision in the first place and really became about circumstance more than anything else. Bridget was a great player as well, but T's really stepped in and stepped up in a time when we've needed some point guard help there and give Jazz a little relief. So all in all, knock on wood, we're just going to keep going. Question?
Yes. I get my emails from my rep, but what I'm not getting, and I've heard that other people are getting, the promotional emails. Like, I know the cancer games are coming up, and last year my daughter was able to get free tickets because she's going through cancer for her and her children, and I have not heard anything at all about that yet.
Yeah, make sure, who's your rep?
Matt.
Matt Page?
Yes.
The great Matt Page. Make sure you talk to Matt Page, and we'll test it. We'll test one for you and make sure you're getting.
I'm getting my emails, but I'm not getting anything about the promotions.
You're getting things from Matt.
From
You're
Matt.
not getting the ones that are coming like en
ones,
masse
yes.
from Connecticut
Yes.
Sun. Yeah, okay, we can check on that.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh. No, behind you. I'm just pointing down here for the mic. Next. Go ahead.
I'm getting things day of. Like we're having an ice cream social.
Yeah.
Well, it's the day of. You can't pre-plan.
She's saying she's only getting information the day of. She's not getting things in advance.
If you get things a week in advance, then at least you can plan on them.
Yeah, I know we do our best to put. I know the ice cream social we had out there for a couple of weeks, but we're sending multiple communications, so maybe you just got the last one in that case. Really, what we try to do with everything, every event we have, even for members, we will type up an email and you'll get an email directly from your rep. So if it's coming from Andrew, and Andrew's your rep, you're getting an email just from Andrew. And then you should be getting the one coming from Connecticut Sun. We also put the member stuff out on social. So even like tonight, we put it out, I think yesterday. No, don't forget the town hall. We usually wait until a day out for that piece. We try to communicate with you, via email from your rep, email from Connecticut Sun, and we were doing member calls too, I believe, as well. So we try to do multiple touch points. I know sometimes we just miss. So we really try to make sure we're trying in multiple ways to get the information to you.
For those of us who drive 2 hours from the New York side of the state, I don't know if it's been fixed because we just got back from vacation, but New England Sports Network seems to think that we're Yankee fans, and so they blanked out the Sun games. Not only did they blank out the Sun games on our TV, but we couldn't watch them on WNBA because it was broadcast in our area, so we were screwed both ways. Yeah. I don't know if that's been fixed or not. I haven't tried since we got back. Yeah. So I don't, same thing? Okay.
Yeah, the blackout, we had more of an issue with the blackouts with NBC Sports Boston. And Nesson is much more flexible, but we are sort of at the mercy with the Liberty and their territory. But because they have moved, now they're not owned by MSG, then we have...
I'm happy to watch it on, WNBA, which we subscribe to, but you need to tell them to not block us out.
Right.
On that same note, driving a long way, any member events that can be done the day of a game, really, really appreciated.
Yeah.
And on the notices, there is nothing about injury reports, so I have to look on other sites to find out when one of our players isn't playing. We need a little more up-to-date stuff.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
when
you're doing a
players
great
aren't
job.
playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Hopefully you don't get any of those. Go ahead, right here.
Hi. As you mentioned, Kathy Engelbert is our new commissioner. I know listening to her speak at the All-Star game, she said she was going to come to every WNBA arena and meet with fans. Is that in the works for us?
That's what she told me too. I just haven't seen her schedule yet. So I hope we're the easiest one to get to. I'm just waiting to hear which of those final 5 games she's coming to. I do know it's not tonight, or at
Right.
least I haven't been told. But as soon as we know, we will absolutely, let you know and plan something like this.
Okay, thank you.
In the back? You with the mic.
Okay. Hi, I was wondering about how the slogans were chosen, like the Burn It Down slogan for this year. Personally, that one's uncomfortable for me because of the increasing level of violence in our society. And so I just wanted to express that.
Yeah, so the Burn It Down really fit for us in a couple of ways. First of all, just from a on the court, if you've seen the spot with AT talking about even dating back to the losses in the finals in the early years and obviously the early elimination the last 2 years, we want to put that behind us and burn it down, so to speak. If you're talking about Pride Night, same thing. If you're talking about even, Rachel talked about the stereotypes that sometimes women face that are in our police and fire and military. So I hear you. It's not for everybody, but we thought it really fit. And, our players really embraced it. We talked to them about it as well. And, again, it sort of fit all of our major themes when you're talking about Pride Night, Hometown Heroes. We'll talk a little bit, Jazz did a spot with her mom talking about continuing to fight the battle against breast cancer. So, we've really just tried to weave it into all the messaging that we've had for several years. Make it consistent.
I don't know how I missed the messaging. All I do is get emails. I'm not on social media. So, somehow none of the messaging got to me.
Well, the videos run in game too. Like Rachel's ran in game, Lasia's ran in game. The Rebecca Lobo spot ran several times with her daughter. So, we run them in game. They're on broadcast. And social media that's a big engine for us, honestly. So, sorry, I'm trying to go to the people with the mics.
Anyway, for a number of years, we used to get a copy of the team picture. Is there going to be a team picture this year, and are we going to get a copy?
Yes, we will do the team poster. We take the photo after the trade deadline.
Okay, well,
Nobody's getting traded.
makes good sense. Also, I understand the emails are coming from Connecticut Sun @ it used to be Blaze @ is that correct? It's Connecticut
That's
Sun
correct.
The next thing is I'm totally confident we're going to make the final round of the playoffs. Where do we find the tentative, and I know dates can change a little bit, as to when the final games will be, because I may not be here if they go late enough.
The league will put those out. They sort of hold those ransom, if you will, and put all the dates out at once. So I would anticipate as we get closer to the playoffs, usually end of August, they'll put out all the dates for all the playoffs.
Okay, another item I got, and by the way, it's an unbelievable value, the Jasmine's breast cancer dinner. I signed up for it, and my rep sent me the link, and I definitely encourage everybody, $35 for an open bar and a dinner. I don't know what the dinner is. The question is, do we know what the dress code is?
We do not. But I'm sure it's your game attire. You're just coming from
Okay,
the
I
game.
mean, I don't know if,
You don't need to change into your tux.
Well, no, I was.
But you'd be handsome in your tux. If you want to, that's totally fine too.
No, I was in my tux 34 years ago when I got married, and I can't fit in it anymore. And the final item was, there was times years ago when there were leftover, I'll call them leftover tickets for some of the concert events, that the email came out and we contacted Bill, I can't remember his last name. And I know although there are a lot that are sold out, they're normally the kind I probably wouldn't attend anyway. But you might mention that, because putting extra people in the arena makes more money at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. We've done a few of those, but we could probably do more. You're absolutely right.
That's the end of my list.
Okay. Who else has the mic?
Over here.
Okay.
one of the disappointments I have, excuse my voice, but one of the disappointments I have is the coverage from newspapers. I get the Hartford Courant, and the Courant often does not have anything about the game that's being played. For example, tonight,
Yep.
they may have a story that's after the fact. They don't put in the box scores, and I know that my local newspaper will get a feedback from the New London Day, but the Hartford Courant does a very poor job, and I don't know what you guys can do about it, but from our end of it, where we live up in the Hartford area, we look for that information, and the only information we'll find is when they have a list in the calendar, and they'll say that Sun, 7 o'clock, and that's it. And there's nothing else about the game.
I would encourage all of you that feel that way to call the Hartford Courant and let them know that you want more coverage. The one thing that did happen related to their coverage of us, a woman by the name of Kelly Stacy, for those of you that follow UConn, left. She was covering us as well. So it's been a bit of a hodgepodge of people that have been coming, and obviously, you know, I think they're finding her replacement, which ultimately will be, you know, a consistent coverage for us as well. But I hear you, and I encourage you, anytime you feel like a station or a newspaper, you know, isn't giving you enough Connecticut Sun coverage, that's how we let them know that people are interested in it. But that's good feedback, and I'll certainly pass it on to their sports editor.
I just have a quick comment about merchandise. I think a nice, easy, and inexpensive way for us to show our enthusiasm for the team is to perhaps have car magnets like UConn has. I know I have a UConn magnet on my car, and I'd love to have one for the Connecticut Sun.
I like that. I will take that back. Uh-huh. Write that down, Fushi. Car magnet. I want a car magnet. Yeah, let's all get a car magnet.
Sure.
I'm in.
Yeah, I was at the game, the game where you had all the different color towels with the for the Connecticut Sun.
On Pride Night.
On Pride Night, and I was in the balcony, and nobody in the balcony got towels, and we were ticked. There's a lot of people in the balcony. I mean, I know it's not full, but you know, even if you don't have them on the backs of the chairs as people come in, at least you can have the ushers hand them to you as you come upstairs, because it was not fair. We're paying our, you know, got our season tickets, and we're paying for our tickets too, and we didn't get them, and everybody else is waving their towels around, and we're looking like, what are we, chopped liver?
Yeah. Part of it's sponsor allocation to the giveaway. We need to do a better job of holding some back, especially for our members. But that's noted, and we heard that a lot, so we'll make sure that doesn't happen again when we've got something like that going. Plus the visual's better, right? It's all the way to the top.
I cannot understand the PA system in the arena. It is completely wasted. You might have done spectacular things with Jazz, and you might have been Rebecca, and we can see them up there. Rachel, we cannot understand a word they're saying. And I also think that the PA person should tell us when the Pride things are coming, wear pink, wear, you know, do
Upcoming promotions.
Exactly, and do it
It's good
several
feedback.
times.
I like that. That's good feedback.
But somehow turn the volume down so that we can understand the words.
Okay. It's fair.
I'd just like to say thank you. I think the video segments this year are fantastic. They're better than ever, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. We have a great creative team. I have to tell you, and I got to brag on my staff, you know, we have, you know, the social guy. Is he in here still? The social guy. We've got the video guy. We've got the marketing person, you know, and like the PR person. And these guys sit in a room and they come up with these creative ideas that to really showcase the personality. And that was the goal. You know, we know that we have a lot of new people coming in. You guys know the players. You know their personalities. What's that? The grannies. I have to tell you, the players are a little tired of the grannies. They asked for a funeral. I said, JJ, I don't think a funeral is going to be possible. They love the grannies. Well, Amber, so you guys need to say that. You guys tell her. You guys tell her.
With regards to the compliments, one of the things that I noticed this year, better than the last 14, is the variety of your cheerleader routines. The dance team routines. I think one of the best halftime shows was when they came out and danced in the different eras in costume. I think that was one of our best shows yet. So I just wanted to...
Thank you. I'll pass that on. Again, these guys are really, trying to step outside the box, and with all of our different dance teams, we've got a couple of fun ones tonight as well. But that was really awesome. It was super, and we like blending them all together. Like the little, what do you call him, Foosh? The little chicken nugget. He's so cute. Over here.
Hey, I wanted to see if anybody was interested on possibly if we could get a group of 20 people together to maybe go to the road game on August 30th, I believe it is, in New York. It's about a 2-hour drive. If we can get 20 people on a bus, and I don't know if you have any connections, you can maybe reach out to the Liberty and get us group tickets or something. But if we could,
would you guys, if we
up.
tried to coordinate that, would you guys? I think it's a Friday.
Friday night, yeah.
It's a Friday night. I think it's 7:30. I think that one they're at West. I don't think they're only playing a couple at Brooklyn. Westchester.
Yeah, it's in White Plains. It's about a
Yeah.
it's about a 2-hour
hour and a
drive.
half.
Yeah.
Interested? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. We could look into that. Who's your rep?
Garrett.
Garrett, let's team up here and try to see what's doable. More than 20? Mm-hmm. I think we could definitely get group tickets. There's not a lot of tickets in that building, but anybody else? Yes, ma'am, right down here. Where do I get my shoes? Cole Haan. Cole Haan, I live and die by these things. I for all of my 20s and 30s, running around in stadiums and with high heels, I was like, forget it. When I hit 40, done. I need comfort and style. Yes.
I am so excited, and I know we're going to make it.
Thank you so much.
You know, the fan base, we're behind them 100%, every one of those girls.
Yeah.
And if they get hurt out there, I'm almost ready to jump over and get the person who hurt them. That's how much I care about them. They work so hard for us.
Yeah.
And I never thought I was going to get this enthusiasm for a game. But boy, I'll tell you, I'm right there. And I haven't lost 1 ounce of enthusiasm since I started coming 13 years ago. And I told you before, I haven't missed a game in 13 years.
That's amazing. That's so awesome.
And I'm 75, so there.
It really is a special group, and they're so much fun. And for those of you that have been here, this is my 3rd season, but you look at this group, especially the group that's been here together for 4 years, and you see the evolution of JJ and Morgan and Rachel and Courtney, and you add Bria to that group. It's been cool to watch them grow up. And you see the emergence of somebody like JJ who, just gets more and more confident every single game. And I'm telling you what, to a person, every one of those all-stars says, she is a megastar. She is a megastar. They all love her. They all love playing with her. And Rachel just speaks for herself. Everybody loves the Bantam bombs, right? The photo bombs. Has everybody seen those? I don't know how she comes up with it, but she's something else. Anybody else? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. You know where to find me. You can always stop me when I'm running around, but you have your reps. Go to them if you ever have any question about who your rep is, or you're having an issue with any of these guys. If Garrett's giving you trouble, just kidding, Garrett. I'm just kidding. Garrett's the greatest. You guys call me. You can call, you can email. If you ever have any issues, you know where to find me.
Just one question. What time is the pregame ceremony?
Do you have time for dinner? Game's at 7. What time is it? Like 6, probably like 6:45. It'll be like when what the All-Star thing was the other night, right before tip-off. So you have time. You have time. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, guys. Thank you. Appreciate you.